Daniel Todd Gilbert, Stumbling on Happiness. Embark on a thought-provoking journey exploring the fallibility of our predictions and the power of our imagination with Stumbling on Happiness by Daniel Todd Gilbert. In this brief summary, delve into the ways our brain processes information regarding the future, the influence of our current emotional state on shaping our predictions, and our natural inclination to trust and rely on our memories. Gain insights on how societal myths surrounding happiness persist, battle our flawed perceptions of choice, and challenge the notion of individual uniqueness.
The illusion of prediction. Imagine going out for pizza and envisioning a perfect evening based on that one plan. That's how our mind creates vivid and credible predictions of the future. However, we tend to believe that this is the only possible way that things could happen. In reality, there are infinite alternatives, and yet, we trust our predictions because our brain fills in the gaps. This illusion of prediction applies to all our future forecasts, which are merely single scenarios in a sea of possibilities. We need to recognize that our predictions are not accurate and be open to the different outcomes that could happen. Emotional state and decision-making. Our present emotional state has a significant impact on our ability to predict future outcomes. This is because our brains are hardwired to prioritize the present moment over future events. For instance, doing grocery shopping on a full stomach can mislead your prediction of the amount of food you'll need for the week ahead. This effects extend beyond grocery shopping to other areas of life, particularly in decision-making. A person in a negative emotional state may perceive future events as gloomy or disastrous, thereby making wrong decisions. Our brains find it extremely challenging to will ourselves to feel a certain way to make better decisions. Hence, understanding the influence of emotional states on decision-making is crucial for making informed choices. Understanding the true value of products. Have you ever wondered how you decide whether a product's price is fair or not? Most of us tend to compare the prices of past and present items and think that a lower price means a good deal. However, this approach is too narrow. Instead, we should compare the item's value with other items that we can purchase for the same amount. For instance, if the price of your favorite coffee goes up, compare its value with other things you can buy for the same price. This method gives a better understanding of the true value of products. We should value products based on how satisfied they make us feel for the money spent and not by how much their price has increased or decreased. By shifting our focus to the true value of products, we can make mindful and satisfying purchasing decisions. Trick of memory. Memories of strange events are prioritized over those of mundane situations, leading to incorrect perceptions of experiences. Imagine going on a camping trip and enduring the usual struggles of sleeping on rough ground and battling mosquitoes. Typically, these mundane concerns dominate your memories of the event, making you skeptical about camping again. However, your perception of the trip changes when you accidentally stumble upon $100 buried beneath a rock. In this scenario, the novel event of finding the money dominates your memory, making you forget about the discomfort and insects. Situations like these highlight how we cannot rely on our memories when making decisions. Our recall of unusual events tends to be more robust because we give them extra attention. The normal, boring details are conveniently forgotten or overlooked in favor of the fantastic events. Moreover, our memory has a tendency to presume that the things we recall quickly occur frequently. Because we are not conscious of why we remember the extraordinary easily, we mistakenly assume these events are more common than they are. Consequently, experiencing a few fantastic moments could make us think the entire experience was exceptional, leading to incorrect perceptions of the event. Overall, our memories are more likely to remember the exceptional and unique. This memory bias can contribute to faulty thinking when we try to replicate experiences that were not as great as we falsely remember them to be. The false myth of money and happiness. The false belief that having more money leads to greater happiness is a myth that has endured despite evidence to the contrary. While wealth does increase happiness to some extent, beyond a certain point, having more money does not significantly contribute to well-being. However, this myth persists because it is useful for the economy and societal stability. People are encouraged to strive for more wealth, which helps to keep the economy afloat. Therefore, the false belief that money leads to happiness persists because it is beneficial for society as a whole. The misconception of uniqueness. As individuals, we tend to believe that our experiences and circumstances are so unique that seeking the advice or help of others is futile. Our brains are wired this way to emphasize our differences, but this mindset can lead to missed opportunities for growth and learning. However, studies have shown that people react to situations in similar ways, making the experiences of others valuable resources. Instead of solely relying on our own thoughts, it is beneficial to seek guidance from those who have gone through similar experiences. So, when you find yourself contemplating a major decision, don't hesitate to reach out for advice, as you might be surprised at how much you can learn from others. The regret of inaction. Our brains are wired to make bad decisions look better in hindsight, which leads to regretting inaction more than action. Studies show that the most significant regrets are not of things people did but things they didn't do. Therefore, it is always better to take action and seize the day. Mistakes can be learned from, but inaction provides no opportunity for learning. The psychology of unpleasant experiences. Our minds defend us against traumatic experiences, but not minor misfortunes. This results in feeling worse after minor unpleasant events, like chipping a nail, compared to major disasters like a house burning down. Our psychological defenses engage during traumatic experiences, ensuring we are not mentally crushed. On the contrary, they do not engage in the face of slightly unpleasant experiences, often resulting in longer-lasting negative emotions. Our reactions to unpleasant experiences are often unconscious, making us poor at imagining our reactions to traumatic events in our grieving period. For instance, we may forgive our spouse for cheating on us but remain miffed for months at their bad habits. Understanding the psychology of unpleasant experiences can help us prioritize our emotional responses and interact better with others experiencing traumatic events. Optimal satisfaction. The notion that having more options can increase our happiness is often just an illusion. When presented with multiple choices, we begin to scrutinize each option, leading to a less satisfying outcome. Ironically, we may feel happier when we have no choice but to accept the situation as is. This desire for more choices and freedom often blinds us to the fact that a lack of options can sometimes be beneficial for our contentment. The power of mystery. The allure of unexplained events and phenomena can trigger intense emotions, but explaining them can mitigate these feelings. If the unexplained event is negative, an explanation can be beneficial, while explaining a positive experience can rob it of its mystery and emotional impact. The power of positive information. Our views are shaped by the information we surround ourselves with. People tend to choose information that confirms their positive worldview and surround themselves with like-minded friends. This causes bias in the information we receive, and we often unconsciously manipulate questions to elicit the answers we want to hear. As a result, we unknowingly surround ourselves with people who support our views, which reinforces our biases. The key takeaway is that we should be aware of the influence of positive information and actively seek out varying perspectives to avoid being trapped in a biased mindset.
In conclusion, Stumbling on Happiness enlightens readers about the ways our imagination and emotions shape our expectations from the future. We learn that our memories are oftentimes unreliable and easily influenced by unique events, and that shared experiences can be a valuable source of advice. Sometimes having too many choices can lead to dissatisfaction, and even unexplained events can lose their charm once explained. Moreover, we must be cautious about the information we seek, as it may be tailored to reassure our existing beliefs. Overall, the book implores us to question our inherent biases and discover the intricacies of human experiences.